I think they can hear us.
Oh, they can hear
I
us.
see him. I think we're gonna go here. Boom.
We unleash the energy and individual genius of man to a greater extent than has ever been done before. We have every right to dream heroic dreams. Those who say that we're in a time when there are no heroes, they just don't know where to look.
Oh, there we go. So here we are. We're doing we're welcome everybody. Sorry I was late. It wouldn't be me if I wasn't late. I'm here with Johnny Cupcakes in the building, joining us. We're actually doing a little remote. So Joe is producing from his house back west out in Springfield, I think Joe's from. So we're trying to work through it. We tested it out last week doing remote shows where we have guys calling in from all over and producing from different locations. So that's where we're at. I guess we're cheers, everybody. You know, I got the Ghost Energy cheers. What do you got? Watermelon?
Yeah.
Oh, what do you got?
Yep.
What is that? Seriously.
No, seriously, it's just water and lemonade.
Water and lemonade. All right, cool.
And some salt.
Salt.
If we're being honest.
All right. We had other people here, but Andy's next door doing his comedy night. He'll be back in a couple minutes. We got some guests lined up today. We have, for those who don't know, we've announced, or I guess we'll announce it now. Jack Congdon will be making his professional debut against Paul Teague. We have both those guys calling in today. And then Andrew Valdina is making his professional debut against the debut killer himself, Rob Fuller.
Who's calling in?
They're both calling in as well. So we got a pretty cool show. I love that we can get these guys calling in and getting them to interact. You know, it's the evolution of table times. Before, it's like anybody and everybody had to come here, and we used to record the show and then release it on YouTube. Then we started doing it live, and now here we are with a new format, and it works out pretty well. So that's it. I pretty much we had two debuts, we had a UFC debut this weekend.
Yes,
Don Shanis, Randy Costa. You know, obviously it didn't go their way, and I think this is just to remind everybody, like, as much as you support them on their way up, support them even in the time of loss. You know, like, and I guess I was probably guilty too. Like, we posted about them when before their fight, and then we didn't post anything about them after the fight. But it's just like, listen, we still support. You can still support. Guys are going to win and lose in this sport. It's part of the game, especially when at the highest level.
50-50.
You know, and a guy like Shanis, who is fighting the number 12 ranked featherweight,
Short notice
in the world. You know, a lot of people hit me up. Oh, what do you think of that? Blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, well, that's kind of a huge jump up. You know, going into that fight, it was like, listen, you're taking a huge step up in competition. You know, there was no, dipping into the shallow end. It was right to the deep end. So obviously he came up short, but I think he'll learn from that.
Oh, yeah.
He'll build it, and now his foot's in the door, and hopefully his next performance, he'll show the entire UFC, the entire world what Shameless Nation is about.
Most likely he'll get a good fight, you could say. And I think that'll just display. Everyone's going to remember him coming in short notice, making weight. And then, it's just that guy was so ready to go. So I'm excited to see Don's
next performance.
It's going to be a typical Don Shanis performance.
Yeah, And then as for Randy, Randy is put on so many amazing performances for Cage Titans than anyone in the UFC, and he's had some amazing performances. He came up a little short in this one. Safe to say, jiu-jitsu's never been his go-to. Randy is known, and he got to the UFC by his exciting striking style. And it's and it's funny, like you and I have trained together many years, but like how many times I say that, like just grab the neck and the rest will follow.
Yeah.
You know, you get that type
100%.
of bite on a neck, and yeah, there's things that maybe Randy could have done, but immediately it's so tight.
Exactly.
And you don't expect it because you expect guys to immediately go for the hooks and then kind of go through those progressions.
Yep.
And this guy grabbed the neck,
Oh my gosh.
and
Canetti,
he's like a
one
python.
of the oldest fighters in the UFC. Somebody mentioned that, like, oh, there was nothing that he could have done. And it's like, can you imagine being Kennedy right there? He was probably squeezing with everything. I bet he pooped himself a little bit. He was squeezing so hard. So yeah, no, very little that Randy could have done. It's just, yeah, man, it's a game of millimeters in there. And he just, he just needs to learn a little bit and move on. That's the game of learning.
Yeah.
You know, I learned a lot.
Yeah, and you
So-
said that, you know, you were your best fighter now in your career, and
Yep.
some
Oh
guys
my
would be like, "Oh, why did you quit long ago?"
Exactly.
You know, 12 losses,
Yeah, 14 now. So eventually
22 and
22 and 14.
you know, it's like,
And some of my best performances are at the end of that.
Yeah.
It's like,
and
most
probably some of
people
your best
kinda go
performance
there.
could have probably been in some of your losses too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know,
definitely.
sometimes it's
Close
just
decisions.
yeah. Yeah, I remember Dan Dubuque, now a CES
Oh, yeah,
champion.
Yep.
You know, at featherweight, and you fought him at 35, and that was a crazy decision, crazy fight.
Very.
But yeah, so you know, we welcome, we wish them the best. I actually spoke with Shanus today. We spoke for like 40 minutes earlier today on the phone. Had a great conversation. You know, obviously he's just bummed about the performance. He's like, "Damn, a striker choked me," and like he's bummed about that. But it's like they talked about Sadiq's.
They were
ground
talking
game.
about it right before the fight. About
Yeah.
that front choke, and they talked about some modified grip that they use.
And we were
Literally, yeah.
So we were here
I
watching it
choked my
together and said it.
girlfriend.
Yeah, he's like, "Come over here," and he like brought it to the back of Coops. It was like, I need to
Is
see what
this
this grip,
right?
what it was. Is it looked like he had that? My side of it was, I think he used this to kind of hook under the chin because you could see his tape on his glove from
Yep.
the angle
And
they
then you
showed.
could see, like,
So
his
it didn't
finger.
mean it wasn't all the way through.
Yep.
So it felt like it was something like a little curved here, and that some people just have those type of moves, and you're like, shit, they just.
Yeah, his arms look kind of short, so I have shorter arms. So
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
love a front choke.
Yeah, so good, you know, it went well. Let me see what I got going on here. What have I got? Somebody's sending me a studio. I don't know what they're sending me pictures of, but that's why I don't look at my phone usually. But so we have our first guest on. We got our first guest, the Ninja Turtle, Paul Teague. And this guy, I gotta say, Paul is new to Cage Titans. This is his second performance in Massachusetts. He fought Leo. Did he fight Leo Ladera? I think at Combat FC. But either way, he's been a pleasure to work with. He's so excited to come on. He's literally asked me every day, like, "Where's my poster? Where's my poster? Where's my poster?" It's like, it's in the queue. It's coming. He was so excited and so stoked about this opportunity to come on the podcast. He's like, "I want to talk a little crap. I want to have a little fun." You know, he was talking to me about walkouts and stuff like that. And they're like, this guy is going to be a Cage Titans guy. I can tell that the fans are going to enjoy him.
The Ninja Turtle.
Ninja Turtle. He's definitely a personality. So without further ado, we're going to go to a quick video, and we're going to bring him in. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh shit.
Well, he's not supposed to be the first
Can he
guest,
be the first guest?
but since he's the only one on here, producer Joe, let's drop the Paul video and bring him in. The guys. Oh, we got Valdina and the Ninja Turtle, it looks like. We got Valdina.
What's going on here? Am I supposed to be in here yet or what?
I think so. So I totally messed everything up. I thought because you weren't on yet, so I thought Paul was in the queue, so he was supposed to be our first guest. So I bumped you, Valdina. That's my mistake.
All right, want me to bounce now?
Well, no, now
Valdina can stay.
the Ninja Turtle can't hear anything, so he's
I can hear now.
okay. Where's your picture
I
then?
can hear now.
Put your cam on.
But
right, Valdina.
My side is on.
So
Yeah,
Valdina,
The Ninja Turtle's still in the sewer.
Right.
down there.
Dude, it's dark.
Let's see what we got. Ninja Turtle, you ready, man?
Turtle, move into the light.
Up. Valdina, we got a cool video for you, so I don't want you to think that you got left out.
Yeah, I need to see that cool video. But,
All right, so hold on. Let's just talk to Valdina while the Ninja Turtle's getting his camera working. So we'll go. Let's go. Yeah, let's bump.
Can you?
All right, there we go.
Nice.
So we're here with Valdina. Valdina, we'll bring you back into an introduction with your cool video after this. But why we get the Ninja Turtle fixing his camera and everything. So it's been a little while. 2 shows. Usually don't like to take a ton of time off, but you're taking some time off, and you're making your pro debut. So how's that feel? How excited are you for that?
I'm pumped. Obviously, I don't like taking time off. I was fighting every single card before, like 6 cards in a row or something like that. You guys do an awesome job. But, after that last loss, my last amateur fight, I just think I was fighting too many times in a row and not letting my body recover properly. And I think I was losing some strength too a little bit from all these weight cuts, like every other month or so. And I just think it was okay in the amateurs though, in a sensible way, because I get so much ring time in such a condensed amount of time. Yep. So that was good. And I think those 7 fights I had before my pro debut, I come from a wrestling background, and those 7 fights just got me so ready in the striking department, at least getting my hands comfortable, being able to throw, take some shots, whatever. And I just think it's going to be I know I say this all my fights, right? But I believe it. That's why I say it every single time. But it's going to be a whole different Andrew Valdina in there. And it's all business from here on out. I'm not looking to just stick around the regional scene. As much as Cage Titans supports the hell out of me, and I love fighting for you guys, I really don't want to stick around, too long. I will if I have to, whatever it takes, but I'm looking to make a good run at this.
Nice. Well, hey, we love having you as well. So, no hard feelings. We don't want, our goals align a lot of times, not yours and ours, but us as Cage Titans, we have no, notion that we're the end all be all. Like, our goal is your goal. Like, we want to see our fighters fight, get the experience they need, and then move on to the stage of their career that they want their career to go. So, yep. A lot of times, no offense taken. We same thing. I think I said to Shanus after his last fight, it's like, Shanus, you sold 317 tickets or 22 tickets. I was like, I love it. And I love that you sell tickets and pack this place, but I don't want to see you here anymore. Like, you've done everything you can. So when the time is right, definitely we'll give you that same thing what we did with Randy and all the other guys.
No, I hear you. Yeah.
So cool.
And real quick, real quick, shout out to Don, shout out to Randy, but Randy, I know he had a tough performance, whatever, and he probably won't even see this, but shout out to fucking Randy. He's my brother for life, dude, and I'm always gonna ride with that kid. So I hope he's keeping his head up as much as he can right now, but he's a stud.
Yeah, you know what? Don't be surprised. He does watch often, and I will say, Randy never. I love about Randy is he never forgets anybody. Like he texts me on my birthday, and I'm like, really? I'm like, you're kind of doing your thing down in the South, and like I never think I'd hear from him again, and so he's always remembers where he came from, and I'm sure maybe we'll see him. But anyways, we talked about that before. It's so funny because like these guys get to the UFC and you see everybody posting about them. And then next thing you know, they lose a fight and no one really says much about him. But, Randy's a stud. And not for nothing, and I know, like Randy, what he did for the Devin Carrier name, like that was, so important. And whatever he did in the UFC or he does in the UFC, it fails in comparison for the real reason he's doing what he's doing. I respect the shit out of that. And we love Randy Costa. He's put on so many memorable performances. And, hey, he'll get back in there. And I'm sure he's back in the gym. He's probably outside running with his shirt off.
Quick marathon, something light.
Listen,
Exactly. So since we have you, it looks like Paul's back, but we don't want to miss out on Andrew. So we're going to play your video, and then we're going to come back to Andrew, and we're going to talk to you about your opponent, because I just got a text from Lozon. He's like, hey, did we really make that fight finalized? I'm like, I'm not scrolling, but yes, it is final.
I talked to Joe about that this
Boom, there you go.
Man, well, that's a hell of a tape. Nice job, Joe, whoever made that. But that last ground and pound, you know what I mean? Imagine there's some elbows in there now. You kidding me?
So you talked to Joe, obviously, before you got cut off.
Yeah, I know. That was kind of ridiculous, that cut off right there. But, I talked to Joe this morning, and I was like, is that fight even finalized? Because when I texted him, he was like out with Randy for, cornering him and stuff. So he never even got back to me, and I was left in the dark about it. But I'm happy I got matched up with somebody. I don't know why that last kid pulled, whatever, live with that dude. But doesn't matter. Like I said, it's all business. Got Rob Fuller now. That guy shows up, and you know how he is. You know what I mean? He always shows up, freaking swinging from the hip, and first round comes out hot. But I always come out guns blazing too. So it's a good fight.
Yeah, man. I got to say, Rob you've seen him around Cage Titans for a long time. He fought Randy in, was it Randy's debut or second fight or something like that? But either way, he is the welcomer of bantamweights to the pro ranks for Cage Titans. And, as much as I was excited to see the Mike Taylor fight, I am excited that we're finally get to see Rob back. It's been a while since he's been back, but he's fought teammates of yours, Connor Matthews, everybody. Gilbride, what excites you about this matchup specifically for yourself?
Man, it's like everybody in the gym that's already fought him and stuff. They keep saying it's like it's the professional debut rite of passage type thing. You know what I mean? I got to get through Fuller to but I listen. A lot of people could be like talking smack. I've talked smack in the past about my opponents and stuff, but I actually got nothing but respect for this dude, and I've actually met him when I was an amateur. I think it was after like my first amateur win or second amateur win. And he actually fought the same night. And I went over to him and I was like, hey, Rob, I just want to say, I love seeing you fight. You always show up ready to go. And I was like, I don't know if you know me. And he cuts me off. He's like, oh, I know you, 35, Ranger Valdina, right? Gladiator. And I'm like, oh, shit. All right. So we shared a beer together that night. So, I consider him, like a friend of the Cage Titans family type of friend, you know what I mean? Like, and, but, all that's going to get put aside because this is what I'm doing here. You know what I mean? I'm looking to put him out cold, and he's going to try to do the same thing. But after the fight, we'll share a beer, whatever. But this first.
Nice.
So what transpired this move to going pro? You were nominated. You were like the Shawshank Redemption of 2020, nominated for all of the awards, fought for the title, learned a ton of lessons throughout your amateur career. One of the more decorated amateur careers that I've seen without actually gaining that belt. What actually prompted the move to go pro instead of chase that amateur title, make one more run at it? What made this decision happen for you?
So like the key thing you said there was like, I learned so many lessons, like every single fight, I feel like I learned something. And, I think everybody, definitely learned something, especially if they got to get head in their shoulders and they want to learn a little bit more and stuff. And, from the first fight I ever had, I think I went out there just trying to knock this kid out in front of everybody I know and be a cool Randy Costa type thing. You know what I mean? He was in my corner and stuff, but, I learned from that right away, stick to a good game plan instead. And then a fight is a fight. And my last fight that I had with Siegfried, where I chose to go pro after that, it's like I made one mistake. That first round, he definitely edged the 10-9 round. He took me down and, outstruck me a little bit. So I give him the 10-9. But the second round, I came out like a friggin' world champion. And I hit him with a nice 3-piece, took him down. And then had good top control. But then when I went for another takedown, I just rolled. And I shouldn't have rolled. It was some dumb jiu-jitsu mistake I made. And it cost me the fight. And I brought myself to the level in the amateurs where one little mistake costs a whole fight. And that's just something I learned right there too. And I've been jiu-jitsu grappling nonstop every single day since then. So it's going to be night and day. I'd love to get a nice little sub victory in this. You kidding me? But no, me going pro, I've had enough in the Amis. I think if I have too many fights in the amateurs, it just gets like redundant a little bit, and it gets maybe harder to find a fight in the professional ranks if I keep getting a big amateur record. But no, I'm definitely ready for the next step.
Nice. So you gonna have any side bets amongst your friends in this fight against all your guys that fought Rob Fuller? You got any side bets going?
What do you mean?
Like Johnny and I, we fought the same guy, and still to this day, I bust his balls that I beat a guy faster than he beat him. So like how the fight's gonna go.
No, man, I'm just looking to win. I'm not delving into that shit. You know what I mean? Maybe my friends will have side bets without telling me, and they'll tell me after the fight or something like that. But I'm all business. I'm just looking to get in there and win.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, yeah, I'm sure if you do, depending on how it goes, if you do win, I promise you, your first probably call will be to Randy. Be like, I beat him faster. So don't try to be all humble now. Don't try to be humble. You know it. We'll see. All right, what do you got, John?
Talk to me when my weight cut's getting a little low and I get a little bit more vicious and savage mode. Maybe I'll throw a little chirp there or something. I don't know.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, you get my blood pumping every time you get in that cage, man. You and Arthur, that fight, you guys in each other's face.
That was tough.
I will say that Arthur and Tyler Smythe, were you at the last fight?
Oh yeah, that was quite the stare down right there. I like that they got so close.
Like,
what the hell, guys? You guys don't let me get that close. You kidding me?
Yeah, it was pretty, like you walking over and like slamming your chest and stuff. I'm like, that's pretty intense. But then, yeah, man, you get my blood boiling, man. So I'm excited for this fight. And I know Rob Fuller's, I think is important for an amateur debut. Number one is the guy going to show up. He's going to be there because, they're looking, your pro debut. Also, like Rob's an intimidating guy and a guy that if you don't take seriously, he'll put you out like Jacobo Pito and things and Dan Shapiro. Yep. I think this is a great welcoming because, you got a game opponent and it's for keeps now. So you're going to learn a lot in your first fight, whatever way it goes.
Yeah. Yeah. I think in some ways Rob's, more dangerous than my original opponent was supposed to be, Michael Taylor. You know what I mean? They just bring two different things to the table. So it's going to be an exciting fight.
Absolutely. Well, we've been asking everybody since Halloween is coming up. We need to know your go-to Halloween candy.
I actually commented to you guys on your last Table Titans. My favorite is the mini white chocolate Reese's, but you got to get them in like a bag at CVS, not like little tiny little cups. Like here's a cup. No. I'm talking like after Halloween, you get yourself that mini bag, whatever, and you just eat them by the handfuls like a shovel. That's the way to do it.
Oh, you mean like the ones that are unwrapped?
Yeah, exactly.
Unwrapped.
Yes. I know what you mean.
Those are nice.
Well, clearly I like to eat now because COVID was not nice to me. So I will definitely be grabbing I will partake in the grabbing of the Reese's and hands to both.
What are you guys' three? I want to hear your three.
all the above.
I like peanut butter, so I'm like a Reese's guy. I like Reese's. I'm not like.
I knew I liked
Snickers.
I like white chocolate. White chocolate Kit Kat. I think when you brought up the white chocolate Reese's. So white chocolate Kit Kat.
I love Milk Duds.
Oh, dude, Milk Duds.
Milk Duds. You can't.
We hate
Milk
we hate.
Duds.
What about you?
That's funny. Anything Reese's related,
Reese's is
so
good.
I dig it.
I like it.
And then my last question, Halloween theme. What was the last costume you dressed up as? This is a new question.
Oh man, I think I was in college and I bought us like a full Spider-Man suit, and I had like I rocked like a fresh fit though. It was like it wasn't like a regular Spider-Man suit. I got a whole Spider-Man suit. I threw some like white old school Chucks on. I had like a vest, like the punk rock type of Spider-Man there, and it was pretty slick. I'm not gonna lie. I'll try and find a picture, maybe.
I'm actually on your Facebook now. I'm looking for this picture. Now I have to find it.
Years ago, man.
Oh, I will deep dive on your
Don't
Facebook.
tempt him, Valdina. He'll be going.
I will go, and I will find it later on in the show. When I find it, I'm going to pull it up.
Oh,
I'm going to throw it up. All right. Well, any more questions from you guys?
We'll be here for an hour doing this.
All right.
Who are you training with? Give me a shout out for some people you're training with to get ready for a psychopath like Rob Fuller.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that. I just got done training tonight, actually, with Pat Gilbride. He's fighting on October 29th. He's making his return. He's looking sharp as ever.
Great.
Good jiu-jitsu, whatever, all that stuff. And he's hitting hard. Pumped to see Pat back, actually. It's been too long. And then Connor Matthews is also there tonight, and this kid, Jared DeGangi. They're all getting me ready. Dan Walsh, he's been getting me ready. Tyler Menard as well. We got to get that kid a fight. I got to stop posting about Tyler Menard, actually, because it's like no one that wants to fight this kid. And I think we all just got to put him in a little cave and make people forget about him. You know what I mean? But other than that, I have some sponsors that I'd like to shout out. If you guys give me the
Go right ahead.
I think Joe, you got a video? You going to put the video on?
Flash him, yeah.
Oh, nice. All right. Yeah, I'll do that. I actually found out that there's some companies I didn't send to you, Joe. I apologize, but I'll just go on the order you give me. First one is Kayla Frazier, graphic design. She's a good friend of mine since high school. And she, I'm not sure if she does any more freelance work just yet, but because her work schedule is so slammed with the graphic design she does for that specific company, but she does do freelance. Any fighters that are looking for logos for their, fight T-shirts or just, logos I have on their Instagram, whatever, reach out to her. You can, on all these companies, you can go to my Instagram or my Facebook and click the link in my bio, and you'll bring them right to each company. So moving on. Get Right Nutrition. That's a nutrition shop in Drake, Mass, my hometown. And they definitely keep me fueled post-workout. I'm always sitting there after my strength and conditioning sessions, Thursdays. Unbelievable protein shakes and stuff like that. And they actually helped my youngest sister out, Kathleen. She's a school teacher in the Drake Public Schools, and they made this like Little Miss tea. And anybody that bought that tea during the month period, part of the funds went to her classroom project, which is cool. Face Off Fight Company. So this is like one of my main sponsors now. They actually really helped me out this whole fight camp, and they're going to continue to do so for the next year at least. And basically, their biggest thing is giving back to the fighters, and they're doing an awesome job with that, with the merch they're coming out with, and just reaching out to different fighters across the board. And what they really need, and Justin kind of had a little something in my ear about this, really, is that they want a table at Cage Titans because they want to get back to these fighters and display all their merch and to dish out on that night. So I don't know if they can make that happen, but. And then McNeil Landscaping. That's he's been riding. This guy Scott McNeil. He's just entrepreneur, business owner. This is his company that he started from the ground up. He's been riding with me since day one. Wrestled with me in high school, and he's just a nonstop workaholic. So reach out if you want a nice yard. Fall season, get rid of those leaves. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Cage Day with Chris DeCarlos. So this guy, you guys already know him, but for those who don't, he dishes out the best besides Table Titans. Interviews and podcasts out there, and for any Cage Titan 56 fighters that are going to be fighting this upcoming month, reach out and try to get your slot because any platform's a good platform. You know what I mean?
All right, cool.
And I'll try to make this quicker, but I got to.
You're good.
My boy, the Ninja Turtle's waiting.
Chill in the sewer, dog. So, Into Action Recovery, it's a nonprofit organization that my family actually created. It's a 12-step program to help fight people dealing with stuff like that. Kelsey Sheehan Photography. She is one of my new sponsors for this fight, and she actually trains out of Lowe's MMA. She's a really nice lady. She does like a lot of like wedding photo shoots too.
Nice.
Patty's Ale House. That is a place that I won't hit post workout, but I'll hit post fight, and that's the spot to be. You know what I mean? It's not the Patty's Pub from Always Sunny, but it's second in line. I'll tell you that much. Go there right after and Drake at Mass. I'll buy you a beer if you come. No, I won't. And then U.S. Golden Pond. It's out of Manchester, New Hampshire. They get the best deals around. There's always new inventory. My sister and her boyfriend actually run that business. And then finally, Party Time Rental. We have it's actually my father owns this, and I help him out with all the tents, tables, and chairs that we dish out and rent out. We basically cover northern Mass to southern New Hampshire, that area. And then I said finally, but last but not least, this isn't even a sponsor.
And knowing then.
But I got this this shirt from my buddy James McDonald, and I can't see it.
You gotta stand up. Stand up.
All right, hold on.
Stand up.
There we go.
There you go. All right, cool.
James McDonald Electrical. He gave me this free shirt, and he's actually doing a lot of work for my family at their house in New Hampshire. So reach out to him.
All right, and then no more indents and no indents.
Wait, and then wait, one more. My grandmother, I forgot. My grandmother's actually she was in the hospital recently with she had some health problems going on, and I just want to give a big shout out to her. She's tough as nails, tougher than me, I'll tell you that much. She's going through it, but she's getting through it, and she's a freaking survivor, and she's hard as nails, I'll tell you that much. So shout out to, we call her Other Mother, so shout out to Other Mother. I love you. That's it. All
right. Well, I have an in then. I went for a deep dive. I couldn't find the Spider-Man.
No,
I did find this.
No, what are you doing here? What are you doing here?
Oh, I did find that.
Oh, no. What am I, 7 years old? Get rid of that.
2010.
And honestly, like, while I'm saying all these sponsors, I see you guys like hardy, laugh, and I'm like, what the fuck are they laughing at? Now I see what it is. You guys kidding me?
Come on, that's a good one, is it not?
Oh my God.
All right, well, Valdina, it's been fun. We appreciate your time, and we look forward to seeing you on October 29th against Rob Fuller. Let's go.
Hey.
All right, let's go. Thank you, guys.
Take it easy, Andrew Valdina. Take care.
All right. So the Ninja Turtle, we got him from the sewer.
Moving right along.
What's going on, my man? How we doing?
What's up? It's going, man. I'm doing great.
Well, for everybody that doesn't know you, where are you from, first and foremost?
I'm from Union, South Carolina, and I fight out of No Mercy MMA, a.k.a. the Goon Squad.
Nice, the Goon Squad. So you got to come up to Massachusetts one time before. How was your experience up here in Mass?
Am I allowed to cuss on this?
You can do whatever you like, my man.
Okay. I fucking loved it, man. I'm from the South, but I was raised and brought up a Celtics fan and a Red Sox fan. Brother, I enjoyed it. I loved it.
Yeah. So why don't you share? You had an interesting walkout planned for your last fight. You couldn't pull it off. I thought it was pretty cool. Why don't you share what you wanted to do, though you didn't get to do?
Well, see, last time I fought up there, it was the championship, basically. It was Boston had to win it or it was out. So I was wanting to come out. Well, I came out wearing my Boston jersey, but I wanted to come out burning a Stephen Curry jersey.
Yeah, he literally, just so to put some background to this. So last week we're talking, and he was like, "Hey, listen, I got this walkout planned. Can I do it?" And I was like, "I want to walk out in a Steph Curry jersey and then take it off and light it on fire." And I was like, I love your enthusiasm and like your and and anybody who's watching the Cage Titans, you know that we love a good walkout. We had Hassan Graham come out with a rapper, like we're all for it, but I'm like, I just don't know if we could pull off lighting something on fire on stage. But I appreciate the enthusiasm. So you're gonna have to come up with something else. But I'm sure you can because
took care of. I'm already on. I've been on that since we decided no.
Yeah. Well, so moving forward with your opponent, Jack Congdon. So for those who don't know, the official announcement, Paul Teague taking on Jack Congdon in his debut. What can your opponent expect from you coming into this fight?
Nothing.
You can expect nothing?
Yeah, because I don't need him to expect nothing. I need him to get caught with it. I need him to not be aware of what's going on.
Gotcha. So if you had a message for him, what would it be then? Because you did ask, you're like, listen, I want to get on the podcast. I want to make sure I can talk to him, and I want to send something. So obviously, you got some stuff that you want to kind of throw out there.
Oh, I was over here. Oh, hey, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, good timing, Joe. What's up, Paul?
What's up, man?
What's up, Jack? So
I respect this man. He was y'all's 170 amateur champion. This is his
Yes,
pro
sir.
debut. And if y'all see my record, y'all can see I'm on a downslope. But hey, what's on the other side of a downslope? A rocky bottom, and I'm usually that rocky bottom that hurts people.
hey, I kind of like that.
It's gonna like I respect Jack. I look at like when I looked at him like a Wonder Boy, like a Steel Wonder Boy Thompson, just not as bouncy. Make sense?
So like the same frame, the look, the blonde hair, I guess.
Tall and lanky, and he's got that same body that was Wonder Boy. A little younger. He got younger Wonder Boy body. There we go.
So the boy Wonder Boy.
The boy one.
The boy Wonder's not bad. Jack, when you signed up, you're undefeated. Gentleman Jack, is that the nickname?
No nickname. No nickname.
Nah. So
No.
there's a
nickname.
funny story behind that, Andy. You know it.
Oh yeah, we're talking.
Connor
No nickname.
Matthews. So in the gym, everybody was trying to come up with a name, whatever, and that's one of the ones that got pitched out. I wasn't really about it. It's kind of funny. It doesn't really get me amped to fight. But Connor was doing commentary in the booth last fight, and from what I know, he kind of whispered in your ear, Andy, like, "Hey, slide this in. Let's see if it sticks." So not really for me.
It bounced off. It didn't stick. Yeah, he.
What about like
I knew you didn't want the nickname, but then I was like, he kind of needs one at this point. And then he's like, we call him Gentleman Jack at the gym. And I was like, sounds pretty damn good. And we should do it. So it was kind of a joint decision. So I threw it there, but it won't be back.
Yeah,
But it won't be back.
Well, before we get too deep into it, we did get to see Paul's video. We got a quick video for you, Jack, now that you're on. And I'll play that, and then we'll come right back to both of you guys and have a little bit more square off time with questions and answers. So, all right, there you go. Jack, you haven't had a ton of cage time because you just seem to, get in there and get out. Like, what's the mentality for you when you enter that cage?
So I come from a traditional martial arts background. So I've been competing for a long time, and I kind of just go into it calm, looking at it like it's a puzzle to solve. I look for set patterns in my opponent's movements, looking at the angles that he strikes from, if there's any tendencies or anything, and just kind of conglomerate everything into sort of an array that I can solve. I don't look for any one particular route of victory. I'm not necessarily a grappler. I'm not necessarily a striker. I just go in there, flow, and whatever comes. My vision's really good in there. I see openings and I act on them, wherever it is.
Respect that answer.
What do you think of that, Paul?
I respect that answer 110% because some people goes in there and it's like a chess game. You got to think 6, 7 moves ahead, and if you think 1 or 2 moves ahead, that third move you don't expect head kick tonight.
Yep.
We seen it happen by Usman. Usman was dominating Leon Edwards. Hey, head kick. Hey, it happens. Like he said, he sees openings. I want to tell you, a lot of people have seen a lot of openings in my fight game. But hey, shit happens. Openings get closed. Just like open doors get closed. It could happen. It could not happen. And that one time on the other side of the door, you think you got it closed. You still get caught regardless. It doesn't matter what you throw, how you throw it. Any point in the day, you can get caught. Like he said, he comes from a martial arts background, a traditional martial arts background, as well as I. I come from an Ishinru karate background, so I understand where he comes when he says traditional martial arts.
Yeah. Respect for the opponent, respect for the game. We're in there taking a risk, doing something wild, and basically playing kinetic chess. I don't know. Has that been coined? Maybe I heard that from somewhere. But,
I like that.
yeah, that's what it is. High consequences.
So, yeah, Andy, I don't got anything for kinetic chess. I'll let you take that one.
It's beautifully articulated and a great metaphor for the sport we all care about so much. Excuse me. Now, Jack, you kind of been reluctant to. You're kind of like a DSAB in a way, where you avoid the camera, avoid the interviews. Is this something that you're anticipating as you go into the professional career, already holding the professional title, that this is something you need to do more of? And Paul, this is your first time on Table Titans as well. Like, you're using this platform to get the interviews. I've lost what I was going to ask anyways. But anyways, Jack.
I know what you're saying. Look, historically, I could have done a better job
Focus down. Never
marketing
really
piece
all business.
and getting out there. Because you guys have brought it up to me before, and it's always been kind of like, I can't give up a night of training for it. But, it's you guys are giving us a platform to talk on. And I should take advantage of it. There's no reason not to go out here and try to do better than I did before in the past. Not really something I'm used to, but like I said, I'm gonna get better at it.
You're good at it. So Paul, on the opposite side, you're very vocal. You have no problem. You have a great social media presence. One of the things when we signed the contract, you're like, yo, when can we get in and start promoting this? How's your approach to the fight game? You've been fighting since 2014. You've kind of seen it all. You've done bare knuckle boxing, you MMA. You come from a traditional background. Like, what's it like for you?
To be honest, I'm a people person, and I like that. Especially if you're going to be on an undercard. But if you sell tickets and you hype that fight, you could be the first fight on the main card because you're selling the fight. Like, just say if I have just say out of publicity, I was to walk into, say, Jack's gym just to walk up and smack him just for publicity. We selling the fight. It's gonna go TikTok worldwide, bro. We just went from the main event on the prelims to the future bout of the night. Shit, you know what I mean? But I wouldn't walk into a gym and slap him. But that's just like a
verbal slap.
Yeah, no, not a verbal slap.
A virtual slap.
We'll go with that. Like,
Slap and then put a little asterisk, and that means like physically slapped him.
Well, so before I let you go, Paul, here's the stage. Here's your virtual slap opportunity. Let's get a virtual slap opportunity for you and Jack right now. Tell him what's up and sell that fight for us.
To be honest, I usually go. If y'all heard any of my other podcasts or interviews, y'all know I'm taking this fight because this fight, like my last three, besides the Leo fight, my last three before Leo, it was just about money because I was struggling. And now that I'm out of my divorce and I got a cheating whore as a wife, I'm pushing through. Now I'm actually being able to focus on my training and my kids, which my son fights this weekend, actually making his amateur MMA debut. So I'm just, I respect Jack. Jack's one of the young up-and-comers. When I say young, I can say that. I'm over 30. And and he's gonna be one of the next. He's gonna be one of the. By watching his film, he's gonna be one of the next big names that goes to the UFC. I can see it, but first, he's got to get past me to be able to see that future. Even though he may take me lightly, I'm 1-7. He may take me lightly. He may see film on me. But so did Leo Ladero until I hit him, and then his coach was like, "Oh, grab him," stupid shit. I respected Leo and everything. It was great. Leo, I still message Leo every now and again. But the way I'm looking, the way I'm gonna go in, the way I'm approaching mine and Jack's fight, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna touch gloves, middle of the ring, and like I said for my next bare knuckle fight, one of us is going to sleep. One of us is gonna be leaving in pain. But in the other way, we're both gonna be leaving in pain because I see a 3-round war going, and it's gonna come out a draw.
Okay. All right. He's totally net. You started it off with the X. Didn't expect that. And the prediction of a draw.
I've never heard that.
I kind of speechless.
I like it. He's setting up a second fight.
I'm not saying he's better than me, and I'm not saying I'm better than him. Because when we go out there, yes, just say, Lord Almighty, just say, did Horace Gracie go out there against Kibo after? Do we think he would have finished that triangle without the ponytail? Probably not. Would they could have beat him? He might have got beat. But anyway, we're both walking in the cage. And everybody knows there's always that puncher's chance. Like I counter a kick and come around with a right hook, drop him, or I dug too far down and he straight keeps me in the jaw like Anderson did Vitor. Shit, you never know. Like I said earlier, shit can happen. I could go out there and hit him with a flying go-go plata. Be like, oh shit, where did that come from? Something crazy. You never know. Anything can happen. Anything can happen at any given point. That's why I don't go in my I'll go in I'm gonna be like, hey man, I'm gonna come in here and beat the shit out you. I'm gonna get that's just how to fight. But bro, it's we gonna beat the shit out of each other. That's what the name of the game is. They walk in, tag hands, you be like, hey man, you want a hug? Shit like that. I mean, we can do some cuddle struggles or some snuggle cuddles, whatever. It's all right. We can hang out and drink later.
All right. Well, after that, I'm very scared to ask this question, but I got to ask. What is your favorite candy? Let's wrap it up with your favorite candy.
Your favorite Halloween candy?
In short.
My favorite Halloween candy, anything chocolate.
Okay.
I like my chocolate. And can I give some shout outs to my sponsors real quick? I know I gotta go.
Yep. Shout your sponsors. So anything chocolate. Got it. Go. Shout out your sponsors, and we're gonna go to Jack.
I'm going to give a shout out to Guaranteed Motors LLC. Y'all been with me since 2015. Y'all been my #1 sponsor. I appreciate y'all. The metal band Redefine. Y'all been with me since 2016. Keep going. I love y'all. Y'all are awesome. If y'all into metal music, check out Redefined. They're awesome. If you're into death metal, check out Filth, my other sponsor. They're freaking amazing. Dustin Missler, the front man, awesome dude. And can't forget my boys in Fractured Frames. Keep their eyes peeled. Keep them going. They're all my sponsors. They all support me. They're all small. They're all local bands who tour with big bands, and we've been able to grow up together. We've supported each other since then. There's no point in stopping. Like I told them, it's on like Donkey Kong. Because hey, Jack, I respect you. You're such a gentleman. Just to let you know, but I know you hate that name, so we're gonna go away from that. We're gonna go with Dead Bone Jack Congdon.
All right, there you go. Well, Paul, it was a pleasure talking to you. Good luck to your son this weekend making his MMA debut. Go out and get that win, and we look forward to seeing you on October 29th, my man. Have a good night.
Hey, pleasure meeting you.
Thank you. And I want to tell y'all, make sure y'all always eat y'all's vegetables.
All right, man. There we
Had to ask
go.
a question on that.
We didn't have to ask any questions. He took it over.
I couldn't even understand.
Jack, man, we went from a guy who has so much to say, and I love it. We talked earlier. You're normally not a talker, but we got you on finally. What do you have to say about your opponent, man? I mean, there was a lot to digest there for you.
Yeah, man. Watching his film, he comes out guns blazing. What he's saying, he means. He'll touch gloves and he'll just throw recklessly. I see there's a lot of openings in his game, and he acknowledges it. He knows it's happened. He's not delusional about it. But I think his most dangerous weapon is his spinning back fist. He sets it up off of sort of push front kick that he doesn't really throw to land. He just throws it to get his range. And then the guy he's hoping the guy kind of parries it aside, drops the hand, and then he comes around with the spinning back fist. And he did sleep one guy real bad with that. So, like I said, I think he's got dangerous weapons, but I'm going to look to neutralize that most dangerous one and neutralize him.
Yeah, man, dude. So I think it's safe to say some people are like, oh, he might have been taken. I think Paul said that. Hopefully you don't take me lightly. Definitely doesn't sound like you're taking him lightly because you kind of went into depth on a little bit on this breakdown.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's going in there and he's going into swing. He's trying to fight too, and anything can happen. So I'm taking my training more seriously than I ever have before, ratcheting up the strength conditioning even more, feeling leaner and meaner than ever. Just, definitely want to come out and make a statement and keep moving up the ladder.
What I asked this to Andrew Valdina earlier. What ultimately prompted the decision for you to go pro? I know that you had that epic post-fight speech after your last fight where you said that nobody's athletic, nobody's strong enough, nobody's big enough for you to deal with that 170 pounds. You're going right up to the pro league. But what was the ultimate sway for you to pursue the professional mixed martial arts career when there were at least a couple of
Brody
very
McDougal calling you
interesting
out,
undefeated matchups still that you could have defended that title at amateur, which would have been equally big fights, equal propellant fights to rise your stock up. But what swayed you to just go pro instead of maybe taking one or two more amateur defenses?
I felt I was ready. I felt I proved I was the best amateur in New England. I got 5 fights in, finished fights in all different ways each and every time. And really, it didn't come down to what competition was left. It came down to the fact that I felt that I was ready to make a run at it, and I wanted to start building up myself professionally to get to the next level. That being said, you named Brody McDougal specifically. I mean, maybe him and I'll get it later on down the line for the pro title. But I wanted to keep moving forward, keep building myself up. I felt ready. I've got the skill set to compete with these guys. So why not start getting paid and start moving up the ladder for real, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I like that approach. Like a lot of times some guys would probably get goaded into fights, and it's like you focus on yourself. You knew where you are in your career, and it's like everybody can chirp or call you. And when you're at the top of the mountain, of course everybody's gonna be calling for you. So you knew what your
mindset was. Just kept saying yes to everybody that challenged me.
Yeah. Well, I gotta ask. Besides fighting, what do you do outside? Do you work outside of fighting?
Yeah, I'm a full-time financial analyst at a food distribution company.
Not Cisco, is it?
Nah, the Chef's Warehouse.
Oh, okay, cool. I always consider like such like a chill, soft, like kind of like well-spoken guy, and I'm like,
they look at you like Ed Norton in Fight Club when you go into the corporate office every now and then.
Yeah, I get some jokes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that guy specifically, but I get some jokes.
Ever see Fight Club?
I never have, man.
How old are you, Jack?
25.
25. Okay. So
it's one that I feel like I should have seen for sure, but just haven't.
I want to see when Fight Club. 1999. So how old were you in 1999?
2.
Yeah, he's not watching. Andy's gonna finally come because I'm 41, so I make jokes that are just like out referenced.
He's only 5 years young. I'm 30. I'm not
that
much. I was 7 when Fight Club came out.
Yeah, that's on me. I feel like I should have seen this one. That's like a pop culture.
Fight Club's pretty damn so.
All right, fine. You got to watch Fight Club before the next one. All right, so I've asked everybody favorite candy for. I feel like you probably don't even eat candy, but like.
No, he drinks beer. He's got to eat candy.
Okay, so what's your favorite Halloween candy?
It's been a minute, but Kit Kat's got to be my favorite. I love the chocolate. The taste is like just right, and the waffle texture is just like it just hits perfect, dude. And you crack them. It's just so satisfying.
All right. How
How
about
a guy who's never eaten candy?
Yeah.
Describe it like 40-year-old.
When was the last time you ate candy?
It's probably not been that long. Usually after my fights, like the week after, I just eat whatever I see and whatever I feel like. So like realistically, sometime this summer at a gas station or something like that, rolled in and was like, all right, I feel like a Reese's after the win. But yeah, I'll only do that for like about a week.
All right, cool.
That's all you indulge in.
Yeah, I got my next question. This is my new question because I asked it to Valdina. What was the last costume you dressed up as?
I did Thor 1 year in college.
Okay.
Yeah, that was fun.
Is there a picture of that?
Don't have him look up old Facebook pictures. It's not a good choice.
All right, let's see. We're gonna see if we can find. You would be a good Thor.
Valdina did not enjoy this process.
All right, I'm gonna see if I can find your Thor picture.
I'll bet you that Teague.
I was going to thank you for not beating the shit out of me after slipping the nickname in on you last time we sparred. The last couple of times we sparred. Thank you very much for taking it easy.
Yeah, no worries. I'm not mad about it. Yeah, imagine that, you getting pissed and just turn it on you in the cage.
All right, I found it. I did find out you were the homecoming king as well.
Yeah.
Yep. As I was doing a deep dive on your photos, which I'm going to get for everybody.
Less than Valdina.
Yeah, you didn't have a lot of photos. You're not really a photo guy. As I was scrolling through your photos.
Nah, I never post to social media, man. I know I got to do better at it, but there we go.
There we go, Thor.
Those are my roommates from sophomore year. Yeah.
So was that just a Thor T-shirt?
Yeah, it was something mad cheap, and the hammer's mad cheap too. Yeah.
Hey, for effort. What are your buddies though? Like now I got to go down. What's your buddies wearing?
Paul, all the way on the left there. I don't remember what he was. It's too indistinct too. Kevin, the blonde guy, second from the left. He was I forget the guy's name, but from Scooby Doo, I want to say.
Yep.
Fred.
Ready?
Fred. Yeah, Fred. Yeah, Fred. Yep.
And Seb there with the robe. I don't remember because it's too mixed for me to tell right there. Like, because he's got like the captain's hat on and then the robe. So
yeah,
I don't know, man. It might have just been one of those things where it's
That's
like
a new Western costume if I've ever
fair
seen
night out, mix it up,
Yeah, Dunler Mifflin was the guy. He had it on his shirt. So I guess maybe Jim from The Office or something. Did you watch The Office?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, you haven't seen Fight Club, but
I'm not inhuman.
I mean, you could surprise me. You're kind of, it's so funny. Like, I saw you drink some beers, have a good time, and it was like the first time I saw you do like a beer promo, drinking the Cage Titans beer. I'm like, wow, he's like a real person because like you're just
I get that sometimes.
Whenever I see you, it's just like you think Ivan Drago. Like when I see you when I first met you a couple of years back, like I just think Ivan Drago, like. Doesn't talk, just comes in, like wants to beat some ass and get out. And then like you do let loose. I've seen you at some after parties and have a good time.
Yeah, I mean that first part's true too, right? When it's before the fight, it's all business. It's a different mode. It's a different trigger. But afterwards, there's no reason to stay like that.
Yeah, there you go.
Work hard, party harder.
You mentioned you didn't see Fight Club. I'm gonna go movies or TV. What's your favorite TV show?
Favorite TV show, man. It's gonna be kind of a funny answer, but I don't really stick to a whole lot of series. Like I don't really have the time for it. So I can honestly say like Family Guy.
Okay.
That's just always consistent, always hilarious. Not ashamed to say it, but if you're looking at like all-time classics, Breaking Bad's up there.
I've never seen that.
Breaking Bad's pretty good. Pretty damn good. That's right up there.
Absolutely. All right, cool. So you're like Family Guy.
Funny cartoons, honestly.
What was it?
I do a lot of like funny cartoons. Like whenever I'm watching, it's kind of like chill,
All right, cool. Did you play any other sports growing up?
Yeah, from like middle school through high school, I played football. I also did track in high school too. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Which, looking back on that, I don't know why. But
what did you do? What was your track and field events?
In winter, I did the 300 and the 4x4, and I also did shot put. And then in
I can see shot put.
in the spring, I did the 400 and the 4x4 shot and disc.
Okay.
I did shot and
Yeah.
disc in high school. I was the captain of the track and field team back in the
Oh,
day.
Andy. All right.
You know,
How was what was your furthest disc throw?
discus? Oh, Jesus.
He was a captain. He's
We weren't good. We
Oh,
weren't
you
good.
were-
No, we were terrible. No.
He was the best of the.
Yeah,
The best
I
of
was
the
a
worst.
captain because I was the only one that went to practice every day. Really, that was about it. No, disc. Oh, Jesus, I'd have to look it up. But over 100 feet. It wasn't that terrible. But
Yeah.
not the
All right.
worst. Not great, but
Yeah. Well,
100 a few times.
I'm glad we finally got you on a Table Titans episode so that we can get the Cage Titans fans who see you all the time competing, but don't necessarily maybe know you, to get a little insight on you, the human being that is not Gentleman Jack,
Yeah.
Jack Congdon.
Yeah, well, glad to be on. Glad I made it, and thank you guys for inviting me.
Yeah.
Anything to
So
say
I got
to
to
me?
ask a question. Somebody threw some extra names in here. Here we go. I'm going to throw this comment in. Combat Jack, Jack Knife, Jack Hammer, Jack Black.
Yo, these are all funny. They're all puns, man. I can't roll with that.
No? You don't like any of those? If you had to pick one out of those.
I'm abstaining, man.
Yeah.
That's a gentleman over those.
I kind of like Jack Hammer. Jack Hammer's pretty fun.
Yeah, I gotta look.
Oh, what about Samurai Jack?
They're all just kind of funny, man.
Samurai Jack.
Jack of all trades, Congdon.
Well, you did say you're not really a grappler. You're not really a striker. You just go in there. So you kind of are a jack of all trades.
Or Justice
Yeah.
League.
Justice League Jack. You do kind of have the superhero look,
I'm
too.
right? Am I right?
Jack the Ripper.
The Ripper, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
he's not. He doesn't.
Nah, I don't think you're Jack the Ripper. I don't know about that.
I wasn't mad at Gentleman Jack, but
Humor. Somebody wrote humorless Jack.
It's just Facebook user. Someone made it.
Somebody made an account just to write that about you. But no, they must have
Facebook
blocked their
user,
profile.
Anonymous. Yo.
What a wonderful smile. What are they talking
Yo,
about?
Zach won't even. Zach's making another account.
Oh man, people are coming in. Somebody called you the Irishman. Are you Irish?
Yeah, 3/4. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
in the box, Jack in the box.
Yeah, let's just think of every Jack pun we know, yeah?
Right. Sure.
I gotta give you one last shout. I appreciate the Patriots, but I don't know if that was purposely done. But they had a rough outing yesterday, and they've had a rough season so far. But you're still showing
man.
support.
I mean, we hung in there with the Packers with a rookie third stringer, man.
Yeah,
That's a good point. That's a fine point.
That's a great point. So I guess that's Valdina. He doesn't know why it's coming
No,
up
it's
as
not.
Facebook user. But anyways, all right. Well, you guys got anything else before? Anything that you'd like to say to Paul? He was a very intriguing guy. Boisterous. And I know we have your sponsors as well. So anything you want to say to your opponent?
In a way.
Not really. I respect that he's taking the fight. He's coming up here to put on a show. But that's all I got to say.
All right. Well, that was more than I thought you were going to say. So I appreciate your time. We look forward to seeing you October 29th. And Joe's got some sponsors of yours that you want to go through real quick.
Word. I'm not ready to give a full-on pitch like Valdina is, but I got to at least name him. 365 Dad. That's Xavier Cardona's thing. He does a podcast. I know I haven't listened into it too much. Guilty of that. Not a dad, so yeah, but just talking about fatherhood and being there for your kids. So if that's something that you need, give that a check.
I'll take over for you if you go back to that 365 Dad. He does a lot of work with father's rights. Divorced dads or whatever. Dads that aren't like with the mom and trying to get them custody rights and visitations and that's what a lot of what he does is trying to reintegrate fathers into the lives of their children that are apart. So he does a great job with it. So I've had many talks with him about it. So I don't want to step on your toes. I just want to make sure
No, hey, thank you. So obviously I butchered it. I'm not ready for this part.
Yeah, there you go. You don't have any kids.
Yeah. Gates Masonry and Construction in Lakeville, Mass.
Dunkin'.
Dunkin' Donuts Sardinia Family Trust. Yeah. Sensei John Mirando hooked this up with this guy owns a bunch of Dunkins in the area. So, yeah, huge one there.
All right, so go back to that one. What is your coffee of choice?
Dude, I just take it black, hot black.
Same.
Yeah.
All right, sir. All right.
I don't
good.
even like it. The sugars and the creams and all that, like not even as a treat, man. Like that makes me feel sick. First thing in the morning,
Doesn't surprise me that that's your answer.
yeah.
It's a fine oiled machine right there.
Yes. All right. Who else you got?
We got Aliano Tile and Stone.
Hey.
May, of course. Been there since I was 8. So, yeah. Shout out Sensei John Mirando. Yeah, man. I started there as a real young kid, and Sensei taught me, the bases in grappling and striking. I still have a lot of that, Taekwondo style in today. And I think really more than anything, from a young age, he instilled in me, respect, discipline, and just persevering and pushing forward. So, yeah, definitely huge shout out to Lakeville MMA. Outlaw Jerky, Daryl, who trains at Lakeville MMA, he makes jerkies and now like protein cookies himself. So yeah, so that's a cool thing. He's got that set up kind of in the back of Lakeville MMA, to where after training you can grab one of those jerky snacks, and they're real good. It's like having bacon like post training. So these last few weeks I can't have it, but looking forward to being able to have some of that afterwards.
All right. Cool. Well, there you have it. There's the sponsors taking care of you this fight camp, and
I got a bunch more. I won't be able to name all of them off the top of my head. We just got some of that solidified. But I know Kyler's Catch in New Bedford, great seafood that I do have during camp, and that is clutch. Yeah, great seafood, and they got a kitchen back there too with a bunch of great entrees and stuff that if you're in New Bedford, you should definitely check out too. The other gyms I train at, KO Gym in New Bedford for striking, BTT Taunton for jiu-jitsu, and Lausanne MMA. I know I'm missing a few sponsors, but I definitely had to get those ones out there.
awesome, man. Hey, while you were talking, Tyler Pimentel came through with a good one. I just got to throw it out there.
He doesn't like puns.
Jack King Congdon.
I've heard that one from a bunch of people, and it's that one I feel like I like a little bit more, but I don't know, just because again, it's kind of like that. It's the funny part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's funny about Gentleman
He wants
Jack?
to be a badass.
Yeah, you want to be a badass. And somebody said, I know you want to be a badass, but you got to shave the beard. Somebody in the comments said shave the beard.
I mean, just a little bit of stubble, but I feel it.
I don't know who Carlos Eastwood is, but he said shave that beard.
I think if anything, it's the lighting. It's stubble, man.
Connor Matthews, he's giving you shit, calling you Gentleman Jack.
Yeah.
It is all in how Andy says it. It is in how you produce
I
it.
didn't think I said it that funny last time out, but
It's already been done. Connor's saying, "All right, hey Connor. So I'm gonna set up a challenge match. Jack versus Connor. The fight over the nickname. How would that go?
Jiu-jitsu.
If Connor taps you, you have to stick with gentleman. If you tap him or you don't get tapped, you can rid yourself of Gentleman Jack. Do you like that idea?
I mean, I'll do the match, but not with those stakes. There's no winning there. I'm not Gentleman Jack as it is.
spoken like a true gentleman.
I love it.
I say so myself.
I love it. Well, hey, thank you. I don't want to keep you up too late. And I appreciate you coming on for the show, and we look forward to many more. We definitely look forward to seeing you on October 29th.
Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely.
All right,
Cheers.
cheers.
Jack Congdon.
Later, man.
They did.
Man, he is all business, but I love being able to talk to these guys and kind of see who they are outside the cage, because you get these fighters that come in and obviously all his fans who buy tickets from him know him, but there's other fans that are in that building that are watching his career grow as well. So it's nice to see the other side of these guys. Well, I think it's important.
It's crazy how different those two are that are
Yeah.
fighting.
Oh my
Jack
God.
is so like neat and precise, and then his opponent is like it's like a caffeinated chimpanzee.
Well,
He just
it's
goes
so
off
funny.
the
So
rails.
I know some people are like, oh man, giving him shit in the comments, but like, that's how I talk on the phone. When I'm on the phone, I can't sit still. So if I ever take a phone call at my house, I'm walking inside. I'm walking outside. I'm walking around. My wife's just like, sit still or go the F outside. And I usually make all my phone calls in the car because I have no choice but to sit there. But I'm kind of with him. I definitely am all over the place when I'm on a phone call. So I don't fault him for being that. And also, you know, it's tough. Like, he's here as an out-of-stater, and this is something that a lot of our out-of-staters gets, and it seems like he does get. It's like, he can still sell this fight, though he's not from here.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of times promotions, the out-of-stater is just an afterthought. It's like, all right, here's the hometown guy. That's why you want to come to see the fight. And he knows he's got a job to sell a fight without being from here. And, you know, with the opportunity for pay-per-views and things like that we give fighters, he's got a chance to build some interest. Because like he said, he goes, you might look at my record and just discredit me, but here's the reason why you're going to want to watch this fight.
And people are gonna want to watch that fight, definitely.
Yeah. So, anyways, I know Rob bailed on us today, but I would not expect anything else from Rob Fuller. You know, he's all over the place. I know he's super busy. He has all his kids, you know, family.
Yeah,
man,
and
all that
he
stuff.
also didn't think anybody would really want to pay attention to what he was doing. You know?
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
Is that what he said?
He told me as much.
Really?
Said, you know, the guys don't really give a shit. So, you know, I think he's a little bit off base, but if he's got to tell himself that to be angry for a fight, like,
yeah,
you know,
I was thrilled to talk to him.
Yeah, definitely.
I told him the same.
It's been a little while since we last seen him, and you know, I thought it'd be interesting to talk to him because here he is coming in once again. You know, as the debut killer, like it is no secret about that. You know, he took out Jacobo Apito and in crazy fashion. Dan Shapiro, who was a 4-1 or a 5-1 amateur, in his second fight fought Fuller, and Fuller took him out in 20 seconds. Like, and we haven't seen Fuller since what? Cage Titans last year.
You know, I had to go through and watch a bunch of footage, you know, and I love to do that for these guys to get their little intro videos going. You know, I've been watching Rob for a long time. I think I probably connect with him the most out of most of the fighters that come to these fights. You know, nobody looks at us like we're anything special. And I've been in his position. I've only won a couple fights myself as an amateur. This guy's gone pro. He's fought around New England. He comes out from the other side of the country. And, yeah, he has played spoiler a few times.
Yeah.
So
he did that down in Miami. Bare knuckle, knocked out a guy in the first round.
In watching his videos, you know, he's got plenty that he needs to work on, as most people do. You know, there's only a small segment of people that go beyond the local scene.
Yeah.
So other than that, like, he has a decent game. He just, you know, if he's got to tell himself nobody wants to see him, then that's what he's got to tell himself. But I put together a promo, you know,
Let's
an
see the
intro
video.
video for him. I'd like to show it. I think everybody, you know,
let's
that's
see
gonna
Rob
come to
Fuller.
the hall on the 29th is going to want to cheer Rob on, you know, just as much as the guy from in town, because he's fought here. He's part of Cage Titans.
Yeah, he's brought his family. He's had his kid walk out. His wife comes out. Yeah, his walkouts are legendary. Like, but Rob, you know, obviously sometimes that's what happens with out-of-staters. Like, they think, I'm just the out-of-stater, because they're used to being treated as such through other promotions where it's like, yeah, we don't care what you say. You're going to show up on this date and you're going to lose to our hometown guy. That's all we need you for, and that's all we expect from you. And he's gotten like him and I have talked many a times, like how he's gotten burned by promoters. I literally got him a ride to a venue before because the promoter like blew him off. And so like I see where he's coming from, and you know, it's been a little while that he's fought for us, and it's not because of anything besides the fact that we just didn't have any fights that really made a ton of sense. In the minute we had a fight, you know, this was the opportunity to get him back here. So yeah, let's show the video and then we'll wrap up the show.
All right, guys, hang tight. 30 seconds. It isn't much, but I think it shows what Rob is.
Yes. Oh man, I got a little goosebump. Make sure you send that to him.
I did actually.
Yeah, man, and it just shows you, man. He comes swinging. You see Randy Costa in there, and Randy he was swinging for Randy's head, and Randy had to shoot a takedown on him. So yeah, man, this is gonna be fun. Yeah, man. Either way, there you have it. Those are the matchups we have to announce tonight. I think maybe next week we're 4 weeks out. We probably should have released the whole fight card by now.
Yeah, maybe next week we'll just
Go down the whole fight card.
yeah.
All right, next week we'll go down the whole fight card. I'll probably release it ahead of time because I'm probably going to go back and throw it up on our website. We're working on a new website that we hope to have up soon. I really got not much else. I mean, you guys got anything?
This is just going to be a great night of fights. I can't wait, top to bottom, as usual.
Yeah, man.
We always bring in the Cage Titans. The fights keep delivering. We got a full pro main card, a couple of crazy, handful of amateur fights that are going to be absolutely insane. So I'm stoked for it. 15 fights on the whole card. Halloween weekend.
Oh, screw it. I'm going to announce one fight then. Because you said one. We just added a fight. Ashley Barrett is going to be fighting for our Muay Thai title, taking on undefeated Megan Roscoe out of Citadel. We just did our first ever Muay Thai title 2 events ago. Megan's undefeated. Ashley's undefeated in the Muay Thai, and she's 3-1 or 4-1 as amateur MMA. So we're doing our first ever female Muay Thai title. I'm stoked about it. Ashley was trying to get a fight with us. I couldn't really get somebody to step up and take the fight. And Megan, 125. So Ashley's actually going up to 125. That's going to be her permanent weight, it seems like. She fought before for us at 115. But, yeah, man, that's going to be a cool title fight. And that should be a fun one, and I'm excited for that.
Love it.
So there you go. I dropped one for you.
Bam.
That was all right.
We'll have all of them out next week.
I don't want to go over them all, but we don't have time for
Time
that.
out.
So
cheers, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, Joe, for everything. And, we'll tune in next week.
We'll catch you guys next week.
yeah, we'll get some more fighters. We got the video to drop. So cheers. We're on the way out, and shout out to Ghost. If anybody has had Ghost, I want to hear about it. It's good stuff.
Spot on.
There we go. Cheers.
Let's go!
When you lose your next UFC fight, you bring your ass back here.
This place has officially reached the new decibel level. No mas, no mas, no mas. That right hand was an absolute mistake. Oh, there's a big fight.
Hey, you're supposed to end broadcast. You don't want to see us.
Come on.